This video is for anyone who's ever felt like they're too much, who's ever been told that they're too much, for anyone who's ever been told that you're too sensitive, for anyone who's ever felt like they don't fit in, or for anyone who's just ever felt misunderstood. I am here to tell you that you need to stop dulling your shine, because those very things are the things that make you who you are. My name is Jalisa. Welcome to my channel. And today I'm going to talk about shining your light and not letting other people dim it. I know for me, I've personally always felt like someone who has been told that I need to tame myself, who needs to tone it down, who is told that I'm too sensitive. I've felt misunderstood for most of my life, and I still do, despite the fact that I have a pretty large following on Instagram. But I do feel that having these platforms is allowing me to connect with other people who are just the same. You have to understand that so many people in this world are conforming and performing, meaning that they're conforming to what society wants them to be, what their families expect of them, what their culture or even maybe their religion. And they're identifying so much with other people's perspective of who they need to be and not who they are in their heart, and not being true to themselves. But when you're true to yourself, it makes other people feel uncomfortable because you are a mirror to those people. You are a representation of everything that they want to be, but they can't be. And you are a reminder of that. And they may not know that consciously, but deep down inside, they know that you're representing that. So you feel unsafe to them. You feel dangerous to them. And when you're showing up fully 100% unapologetically you, being quirky, being expressive, maybe, you laugh too loud, or you enjoy just being a free-spirited person, or maybe you're introverted and you necessarily don't want to do what everybody else is doing, or whatever it is, you do not need to follow the crowd because you're meant to stand out. That is why God or the universe, and I use those words interchangeably. So if you ever hear me say God, universe, spirit, that is pretty much me just referring all to the same thing. God made you unique for a reason. Just like there is no snowflake that is alike, and there are no fingerprints that are alike. I find that to be really interesting, because the fact that there could be millions of snowflakes and millions, billions, potentially trillions of fingerprints, identical twins, they don't even have the same fingerprints and they're identical. So what does that tell you? That tells you that God made you on purpose to not be like anybody else in this world. And yet we try so hard to do the right thing, say the right thing. And I don't mean like being polite or not trying to offend people, even though sometimes it can come across that way. But we're just trying so hard to not ruffle the feathers, to not make other people upset, to try to be more palatable or digestible for other people. But why? Because the very thing that you're probably dimming about yourself is your gift, is the thing that you're supposed to be leaning into, because that's going to help with finding your partner. That's going to help with you finding the right friends. That's going to help with you making money and becoming wealthy. That is the very thing that is going to make you a leader, and that you're going to set an example for others of it is okay to be yourself. It is okay to dress differently. It is okay to speak differently. It is okay to have whatever personality trait that you have, because that is who you are, and you should never shine away from that. So if other people feel like you're too much, tell them to go find less. Tell them to go up somebody else's tree, because you're going to continue to stand fully in who you are. You may not be everybody's cup of tea, and that's okay. They don't have to drink it. You may not be everybody's book, and that is okay. They don't have to read it. But guess what? There's always going to be somebody that loves the book, that loves the tea, that loves your flavor. But until you stop dimming your light, you're never going to find those people who love you for who you are. The only way to do that is to be brave and to be courageous. If you've been questioning yourself lately, do I need to change? Am I too much? Why don't people understand me? Good. Question those things, but don't believe the narrative that you have to change. It is okay to feel upset about it, but you do not need to lower yourself. You do not need to change anything about you, because you're beautiful and you're worthy and you're lovable just the way you are. Most of society is trying to be someone else or be who everyone else wants them to be or conform to what the standard is, because deep down inside, they want to be loved. We all want to be loved. Anyone who sits here and says that they do not want acceptance and they don't want to be loved is lying. Anyone who ever says that they're not insecure or they don't have doubts, they are lying to you. Every person on this earth, no matter who it is, no matter who you look up to, they have fears. They have doubts. The thing about the people who stand in their truth and who show up fully as who they are is that, yeah, they may have those doubts, but they don't listen to them. They don't listen to those doubts. When they come in their mind, I know when I have those fear and those doubts that pop in my head, because sometimes people are going to challenge you. Life is going to challenge you. People are going to get jealous or try to sabotage you or do things to try to control you and to tame you. And I have to always remind myself that that is that person's problem. That is not my problem. That is their own insecurity. That is their own projection, and it has nothing to do with me. And I'm going to continue to show up fully as who I am, and I'm not going to allow this person who's projecting their own insecurities, and I'm not going to shapeshift in order to make them feel comfortable. I'm not doing that. And the more that you do that, the more you show up fully and you stand up for yourself, and you don't allow other people to bully you or make you be someone who you're not, or try to convince you that you're, unworthy or that you're less than because of their personal opinion. Screw their opinion. Who made them God? Who made them the judge of you? Nobody did. Nobody's better than anyone else. Nobody is certainly better than you. And the moment you get that out of your head, is the moment that you can begin to shine your beautiful light in this world, because that's what you came here to do. We're here to love, and we're here to shine our light and our brilliance by being who we truly are. Your uniqueness is your superpower. You have to understand that it's usually the people closest to you, unfortunately, that are going to be the ones to spread the projections. They're going to be the ones ridiculing you, criticizing you, analyzing you, trying to make little tweaks, or maybe potentially talking about you. It's your family. Sometimes it's your family, and sometimes it's your friends and the people closest to you. But you have to set those standards, and you have to set those boundaries of, no, this is my dream, or this is who I am, unapologetically. And the people that really love you, they will allow you to be yourself. And maybe you do have to set that boundary at first and stand up for yourself. And some people may never accept it. Some people may continue to push their narrative onto you. To be honest, whether it's family or whether it's friends, it is not your job to change who you are in order to basically get along. You don't have to, what is that saying? It's like, you don't have to go along to get along, pretty much. Like, you don't have to go along with the narrative to get along with everybody else. Sometimes it comes from their parents and their history and where they come from, but you don't have to follow that fear. If your mom and your dad come from a particular culture, sometimes they don't understand because they're still living in that limitation. They're still living performatively. They don't understand that love does not equal performance. Meaning, you don't have to perform tricks. You don't have to bend over backwards, and you don't have to be who people want you to be loved. In fact, unconditional love does not require that. When someone truly loves you unconditionally, they love you for who you are inside and out, flaws and all. And when I say flaws, I don't mean the character flaws that are messy. Someone who doesn't have values, who doesn't have morals. Not those character flaws. I'm talking about a character flaw as maybe you're goofy and you're silly, and somebody has a problem with that, or feels like, that's an issue. Or maybe you like to dress a certain way. Maybe when you go out, like, I'm going to the grocery store today and I'm completely wearing like this outfit, and it's because I want to wear it, and I don't care what anyone has to say. I don't have to show up how people want me to show up. I don't have to perform. And that's what I mean by performing. Like, whatever just naturally feels good to you. And how you know it's good to you is because it feels natural, and it also feels good. You don't have to force yourself to be who people want you to be, because those people aren't your people, period. When you show up fully as yourself, you are magnetic. And when you are magnetic, you are polarizing. If you ever notice the people that have like the most followers on social media, or the people that are the most famous, those are the people that are the most triggering. And you'll always see, you have like all of these people that stand up for them, they have supporters and they have all these fans. And then on the other side, you see that they have people that completely like just do not like them. Like they hate them or they can't stand them, you know? But you can't say that they are not known and that they are not talked about, because they are. And that's because they are medicine for some and they are triggers for others. And I always say, I may be demonized or I may be admired, but either way, I'm always going to show up as myself. I may be an inspiration to some people and I may be a trigger for others, but both are medicine, because what we see in other people is a reflection of ourselves. When we see something that we can't stand, it needs to be questioned. Why does it bother you that much? You know, like, why does someone showing up fully bother you? Why does it matter that this girl is like dancing out on the dance floor, or singing, or wearing the dress, or just shining her light, or making money, or dressing sexy, or whatever it is? Like, why does that bother you, you know? And that's because that's something with that person and it has nothing to do with you. So once you stop personalizing and taking other people's crap onto you, it is not yours. Let it go. What is yours is how you feel, how you internalize things, what your perception is. So let go of the naysayers, the people who doubt you, the people who sleep on you. You know, first they're gonna laugh at you and then they're gonna be asking you how you did it. I promise you. When you're starting that new hobby, or when you're starting to get into personal development and you're watching your YouTube videos like you're doing now, or you're reading these books, people are gonna say things about you. Oh, she thinks she's too good, or why are you doing that? You know, people are always going to cast their doubt. Let's say you quit your job and you're starting a new business. Like, people are going to put their fear onto you because that's all they know. They're going to give you their negative experiences. They're going to give you their, you know, their doubts and their fears. And you have to be the one to be true to you and be true to your path. Most people aren't even connected to themselves. Most people don't even know themselves. So why would you want to be anything like them? Why would you want to be anything like people who are completely miserable and who are constantly seeking validation and who are constantly changing themselves to be accepted and like, and following some stupid path? You know, the people that are the most successful are the people that don't follow the path. Think about when electricity was created or when airplanes were created. They used to laugh at the Wright brothers, who created the airplane. I hope I'm saying that right. They used to laugh at them because they, you know, were like, other people had already tried to create airplanes. Like, I'm talking like people on a bigger level, like people, corporations, people that had money, like, you know, the government or whoever. They had already tried to create airplanes. So when they came along and they said, we're gonna create an airplane, we're gonna fly, people laughed at them and they thought they were stupid and they thought that they were dumb. But guess what? We're flying airplanes now. We're going across the country now. So you have to understand, when you're brilliant, when God gives you a dream and when God instills that uniqueness in you, that is meant to change the world. You are a spark that is needed to create change. You are the catalyst. You are the anomaly. You have to shine bright in that, because that is going to lead you to the most successful. And it makes me want to cry, because like, I'm so glad that I'm finally here. And I don't know why I'm getting emotional about this, but I'm just so glad that I'm finally in this place that like I'm stepping fully into my power and I'm inspiring others. And I've never seen more success in my life than I have now in every single area of my life. And I know that as long as I continue to show up fully as me, I'm gonna change so much for my family, for myself. And yes, I did have to make a lot of sacrifices. Yes, I have had people talk behind my back or sabotage me. Yes, I have lost friends. Yes, I have had my heart broken. But guess what? It is better to be a real person than to be anything but yourself. In a world where you can be anything, be you. Be true to you. Anyway, I gotta get going because I do have to go grocery shopping and I just wanted to film this. But I love you all. Thank you for anyone who's watched this. I hope that this did something for you, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.